What is the biggest misconception about probate law? All right, this is an easy one for me as a probate attorney for over 20 years here in New York and a professional executor. So the biggest misconception is that probate should be avoided at all costs. Everywhere you look, or anytime you're Googling about estate planning, or you hear a podcast about preparing for your final affairs, you are constantly hearing the phrase avoid probate, avoid probate. It makes it sound like probate is this plague or this curse that you'd be leaving to your heirs. And to be fair, it is an onerous, time-consuming, and sometimes very stressful process. And if there's good reason to avoid it, for sure, I do recommend avoiding it in the right circumstances as well. However, there are many circumstances where you do want probate to occur. Probate is the legal process of making sure, number one, that you've identified all the proper heirs. Number two, that the will is valid, meaning it's not a phony, a forgery, that you weren't pressured into signing a will that you didn't want to because you were older and you were vulnerable. The probate process also makes sure that all creditors are paid properly, that makes sure all final taxes are paid properly, so there won't be any lingering problems or notices from the IRS out of nowhere, 5 years later when you thought grandfather's estate was all settled. It also makes sure that all assets are mostly properly identified and located, so that you don't find out, oh wait, there's a check, a $10, or not a $10, like a $300 account we never collected. Let's go get that now. Oh, we have to, reopen up the process again. So probate is a process to really solve any conflicts and ensure finality. Those are the two main things you're doing. You're resolving any conflicts among family members, amongst whether or not this will is correct or valid, and really creating finality by closing down any creditors, shutting off any tax liability, making sure it's all taken care of, right? So if any of those issues exist or could potentially exist, or it's important for you to avoid those, then yeah, maybe you do want your heirs to go through probate and not avoid probate and have those possibly hanging over their head. Okay. Again, I do most of the time agree that probate should be avoided, but there is a good percentage of the time where you should go through probate. All right, as a bonus answer, as an honorable mention about misconceptions about probate, a lot of people seem to think that by making a will you are avoiding probate, and that's like the exact opposite of the case. A will is what goes through probate. You're thinking of a trust. If you set up and do a trust, that's how you avoid probate. So don't confuse the two. When you make your will, you are you're making the document that will govern the probate process. Wills equal probate. Equals, that's an equal sign. Trusts are meant to avoid probate, but they don't always work. That's a topic for another discussion. All right, I make this answer as a New York probate attorney and professional executor for the past 20 years with hundreds of cases under my belt, and as author of the books How Probate Works and How to Hire a Professional Executor. Hope you found this helpful. Take care.